forward to meet you all there, and he would be happy to surprise you with his Indian dishes and our chef.
أديب هندي 7 دورات ولم نسمع عن شاعر هندي. فنتمنى من الله ان الدورة الجاية يكون فيها أدباء أو شعراء أو ترجمة لروايات هندية. شكرا.
Actually, the question is that throughout the 7 editions of the festival, we have never heard of a man of letter coming, or a poet from India, or a man of letter, to come and to be participating in any of the events. And would like to have this in the next coming editions, or even a translation of a collection of Indian stories or something like that.
In the first, second, and third edition, we did have conversations with authors and writers and poets from Egypt and from India. In recent years we haven't, but we would certainly love to have that going forward. This year in our annual Jaipur Literature Festival, which is the largest literature festival in the world, we were very happy to receive 2 writers from Egypt, and going forward we'll continue to do so. We have Egyptian writers coming to our festival in London, in Ireland, in the United States, and in Australia. And we will absolutely love to bring poets and writers to Egypt, which we will do. This year, I think, in terms of Makik anyway celebrates writing in different forms. Perhaps Mr. Ali can give you a little bit of insight into the Hindi classes and poetry and all of that happens in Makik as well.
يمكن هنا أحب أوضح لحضرتك، يمكن في دورات المهرجان الأولى والدورة الثانية والدورة الثالثة كان في حوارات ما بين كتاب وأدباء وشعراء من مصر والهند، كان في جلسات حوارية ما بينهم في خلال هذه الدورات الثلاثة الأولى للمهرجان. يمكن في الأعوام الماضية بس ما كانش فيه هذا النوع من التواصلات أو التفاعل الأدبي ما بين الجانبين، لكن احنا برضو عندنا في مهرجان جيبور الأدبي، يمكن هو أكبر مهرجان أدبي على مستوى العالم اللي بتقوم شركة تيم ووكس الهندية بتنظيمه في مدينة جيبور الهندية. تم دعوة خلال دورة هذا العام دعوة كاتبين من مصر وشاركوا بالفعل في فعاليات المهرجان، ونستمر في دعوة الكتاب والمؤلفين والمفكرين المصريين في المهرجانات والتظاهرات الأدبية والفنية التي نقوم بتنظيمها في مختلف دول العالم، في لندن، في أمريكا وغيرها من دول العالم. وبالطبع يمكن مركز الثقافي الهندي يقوم بجهود كبيرة في هذا الصدد من خلال تنظيمه لدورات لغة الهندي والشعر باللغة الهندية ومسابقات وغيرها. وأترك الحديث في هذا المجال للدكتور لياقات علي مدير المركز للحديث عنه بالتفصيل.
كان هناك زيارتين في هذه السنة من الهند. الزيارة الأولى لواحد كاتب من الهند بمناسبة مهرجان بميلاد رابيندرناث تاغور، وكان هناك ندوتين، واحد في جامعة عين شمس وواحد في كايرو أوبرا هاوس. وكمان كان هناك زيارة السيدة شوبنا رادا كريشنن، هي فيلسوفة وعالمة عن مهاتما غاندي، قد ألقى ندوات في جامعة عين شمس وجامعة القاهرة وفي المركز الثقافي ومختلف الجامعات.
أنا ما بقولش على حاجة، أنا بقول على فعاليات المهرجان ذات نفسه، ليه ما يبقاش
عن المهرجان قد قدم رأيه المدير إن شاء الله، ولكن إن شاء الله في الدفعات القادمة سنأخذ هذا الاقتراح بعين الاعتبار.
مساء الخير، عبير الرمدي. أنا
حظ في الموضوع الملتقيات ده، ونقدر ندخلهم يشوفوا الثقافة الهندية وتعرفوا عليها، ونقدر ناخد منهم الجميل فيها يعني الثقافة الهندية، ونحاول يبقى في حاجة كويسة منه بالطلبة يعني.
In fact, this is my first time to attend the press briefing and even to, attend the various functions of the India by the Nile. But my wife is very fond of the Indian, culture and civilization. She studied Hindi. So I think that the events and various events of India by the Nile Festival is spreading everywhere. And I think that it should also, our children here, students in the schools, should have a share of these events. Maybe certain events should go for them so that they can be more briefed about the Indian civilization and culture. and so that they should know also what are the developments that are taking place in India. So I believe that maybe this point can be taken into consideration.
Sure, happy to. We take it to schools as well. We have a plan to take it to schools and education.
Well, thank you very much. Beside that, we're looking as well into hosting several other Indian cultural events. For example, we have on the 9th of March, beautiful upstairs at our Semiramis Spa, which is as well a new spa which we have created since October last year, open up, which has great facilities. We will do upstairs a Bollywood workshop, which will be happening from 12 o'clock upstairs. We would like to thank all of you as well who has supported this lovely event, Teamwork Arts, the Indian Embassy, and whoever else has contributed to make this event happening. So we very much look forward to a successful event, and I thank you very much for joining today. Appreciate it.
Also bound together with the Sufi tradition, so we have Harpreet who sings Kabir and Rumi, and that's again another offering that we'll be doing here for the first time, apart from the celebration of Gandhi's 150th birth anniversary, where we're looking at Images of Truth, which is a beautiful non-verbal piece of theatre celebrating Gandhi's vision and his whole focus on non-violence.
Of significance to this dimension of our relationship, as we do to the cultural dimension and the political and security dimension. Mr. Jayaraman came and made a very brief presentation on the Sanmar Group. Indian investments in Egypt are in excess of $3 billion, and the investments are poised to grow. The Sanmar Group, for instance, has just completed a second phase expansion, and a few other Indian companies are also thinking of expanding their presence here. I'm also aware that several Indian companies have been scouting for opportunities in Egypt. The SME sector you mentioned that is naturally a subject of great interest in Egypt. Recently there was a delegation from the Federation of Egyptian Industries, and they went to India on a visit, interacted with the Confederation of Indian Industry, and from the feedback that we have is that there was a lot of discussion on trying to promote links and business between the small and medium enterprises in the two countries. I think as far as the investments are concerned, I'm fairly optimistic that Indian investments in Egypt will grow, and at the same time I would very much wish to see more Egyptian investments in India. Thank you.
بالطبع يمكن احنا المؤتمر الصحفي زي ما احنا عارفين هو مقصور على الفعاليه الثقافيه اللي هي مهرجان الهند على ضفاف النيل، لكن عامه هو اذا تحدثنا عن العلاقات الثقافيه والعلاقات الاقتصاديه والتجاريه بين مصر والهند، طبعا لازم نقول ان الهند ومصر بيعزي اهميه كبرى لهذا القطاع على وجه التحديد، علاوه على طبعا دعم العلاقات بصوره كبيره يمكن على مستوى السياسي والامني بين مصر والهند. يمكن في حديثنا او في معرض حديثنا عن العلاقات الاقتصاديه والتجاريه بين مصر والهند، السيد جيرمان يمكن رئيس مجلس اداره شركه تي سمار اعطى في معرض حديثه نبذه عن الاستثمارات الخاصه بالمجموعه بتاعته، لكن يمكن لو تحدثنا
Mr. Tyagi, Bettina, and your colleagues here at the Semiramis, and of course on behalf of Mr. Jayaraman, may I please welcome you all this wonderful morning to the TCI Sanmar India by the Bay Festival. This is our 7th year, and when I landed late last night after a 14-hour flight from India and arrived at the hotel, opened my window, looked out at the Nile, I felt like I had come home and this was the best place to be.